Listen, I've been recording all day and I'm tired as hell. And so I'm kind of condensing the nonsense on this one. You're bullshitting. Why are you bullshitting about launching? Get started. I'll get you out after the intro. Peace. All right, we're not even going to go through the intro and all this other stuff, man. Let's be honest. Here's the reality. You're not lazy. You're just stuck in a loop and it's time to break it. I talk to so many business owners through the course of my day, through the course of my week. So many business owners that currently have products on the market, some that are aspiring business owners that want to take something to market. And the common theme is bullshitting for comfort. Let me break that down. So here's the thing. Learning is dope. Learning is the shit, right? Like learning is amazing. It's fun to learn. So you get to build your knowledge and see new vistas and new horizons and all the other stuff. Learning is great. What's even more fun is planning. Planning is really the shit because planning, you get to use your imagination. You get to put yourself in all these exotic situations and come up with novel ideas and how you're going to solve the problems and stuff. Here's what the fucking problem is, y'all. Some of y'all spend so much time in that ideation phase that you never launch shit. You just sit there on the tarmac waiting to launch. You go through all the protocols, you exhaust yourself mentally, and then you never launch the thing because you scared that it's not going to work. You scared that you might make a mistake in launching. You scared that something unforeseen might come out. So what I'm saying is this. Y'all spend so much time trying to plan things that you have no working experience with. You just waste your damn time and you never launch anything. You just keep talking about it. So this video is to get you off the bench and get you in the game. Okay. So if you've been sitting on an idea, course, service, but you haven't launched it, it's not laziness. It's because you're caught in a loop. You're caught in a comfort loop. It's really comfortable to sit in the planning phases because you really feel like you're doing something. It's unproductive productivity. Hope that makes sense. So by the end of this video, I hope that you know what's happening and what you can do about it to get your ass in gear. All right. So there's an emotional cost that comes with not launching something, with having the idea, sitting in the ideation phase and ruminating about it. The longer you delay your launch, the harder, the heavier it gets. The weight shows up in anxiety, self-doubt, and shame, but it also shows up in, oh, I dreamt up about 5 different scenarios that could go wrong with this thing, and I need to plan contingencies for each and every one of them. You start to feel behind, like everybody else is doing the thing, and you're the one sitting there just spinning your wheels. I'm here to tell you, the majority of people I come in contact with who haven't launched a business or a product or podcast or whatever, they're in the ideation phase. They're never going to launch it. The way that you're going to stand out is by getting out there, risk getting the dirt on your knees and falling down, risk scuffing your elbow or whatever and stumbling, but at least you're out there trying. Okay. And here's the thing, the invisible tax makes it harder to even open the thing, let alone finish it. Specifically with a business, right? Like if you have a business idea and it's this brilliant thing that kind of hits you like a bolt of lightning, the longer you wait on it, the more opportunity you're giving the market to change. I had a couple of fantastic ideas that I was sitting on, then the pandemic hit, and instantly those brilliant ideas went away like that for the next 3 years. There's no way to implement them. A lot of times things will come along that will make the idea that was a great idea not such a great idea because you waited too long to at least start testing parts of it, testing parts of your offer, rolling out pieces of it. And I'm going to do follow-up videos to talk about that aspect of the launch, but to even start testing the idea, to start workshopping it, getting it out there in front of people, seeing if people are interested in all those things you could be doing, but you're not. And a lot of times people sit around waiting for this perfect thing to happen, and it never happens. Now, I'm speaking from a perspective of somebody with ADHD. Perfectionism has been my cross to bear my entire life. The other cross to bear is being seen. Like, it took me a long time to get comfortable talking in front of a camera. And I've been sitting there cranking out YouTube videos for like the last 5 years, and y'all ain't watching these motherfuckers. But that's because, my stuff's all over the place and I need to get focused and a couple of other things. The only way I would have learned all this stuff is through getting the reps in. So if you have ADHD or creative brain, chances are you're stuck in this loop of overthinking and under executing. Okay. Perfectionism isn't high standards, it's a fear of exposure. And when I say exposure, there's two different fronts: fear of you exposing your ideas to the world, and fear of being exposed. Because you think that these trolls that exist on YouTube actually have some insight that you don't. What if they laugh? What if it flops? Who cares? At least you launched the thing. And now you have a template, a framework to use to rebuild your idea and make it run better next time. You can't grow something if you're hiding it. They may be able to steal your ideas, but they can't steal your execution. They can't steal your implementation. And that can't be your excuse. Because if that's your excuse, you're never going to get the thing launched. And my job is to get you off the bench and get rolling. Okay. This is another lie. I'll launch when it's ready. That's a lie. Here's the thing. Unless you have hands-on experience with a similar type of launch or a similar type of product, or you've been through the process before, you won't know when the thing is ready. You don't have any clue. It is impossible for you to sit in the ideation phase and come up with every single eventuality that's going to happen. You can't do it because you have no working knowledge. Working knowledge is more valuable than just about anything else in a product or business launch. Nobody knows what ready even means. And waiting for perfect kills more dreams than failure ever could. So the real question is is it usable by somebody today? What's your minimum viable offer? What's the thing that you can put out to test the idea? Okay. That's your minimum viable offer, minimum viable launch. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to work and solve somebody's problem and provide some level of transformation to people. People appreciate that more than you would ever know. So here's an example. What if you want to launch a workshop helping realtors get clients on social media? All right. What's the core transformation? Learn how to quickly and consistently generate leads on Instagram. What's the smallest thing I can offer them to get them a win? You can give them a 60-minute workshop plus a checklist on attracting clients. How can I get someone to test this? Post on Facebook groups, posted DM interested people. If you have a friend that's a realtor, or maybe somebody that you know in your circle that's a realtor. Hey, I created a thing for you. Can you test it out to see if it works? I'm going to give you free usage of it, and you can utilize it to drive business to yours. Just remember my name. They test it. They say, hey, this thing works. You got a minimum viable offer. You don't need a website, no full course, just an idea and something that somebody can implement and some real world feedback. Because that's important. That's more important than anything else, that real world feedback. Test it out in the real world instead of just letting it sit in your brain. You're wasting so much damn time doing that. It's really frustrating to see. And I'm high energy about it because I'm passionate about this. I do not want you to sit with this transformative, world altering idea. I don't want you to just sit there with it and let it just sit in the graveyard. You're better than that. Your idea deserves better than that. You have to go out there and risk skinning your knees a little bit to learn how to ride a bike. That's just how it goes. You got to go get the reps in. So let's get a minimum viable offer and test it and see if people can utilize it to make a transformation for themselves. So Real quick, if you're watching this before Saturday, August 2nd, I'm hosting a live session called the Unstuck Business Builder / Idea Lab. It's happening at 10 a.m. Central. We're going to sit down and kind of start mapping out your launch in real time. It's not a webinar. This is a work session. So hopefully you leave with a real plan. And if you don't have a business or you don't have an idea, bring your skills. And maybe we could figure out something that you can use to monetize your skills. But anyway, seats are limited. If you see this before August 2nd, if I get a good response, I'll do it again. The links and my Calendly link is in the description. So you don't need another course. You don't need to read another ebook. You don't need to watch another YouTube video. You need a deadline. And you need someone to tell you it's time. Make that someone yourself. Get your minimum viable offer out there and let's get this thing rolling. Done and imperfect beats invisible and perfect. Does that make sense? I really hope it does. So let's get it out there. The fastest way to get to clarity is to put it in front of people and let them react to it. Let them tell you what works, what doesn't work. You take it back to the lab. You roll out with an offer that changes people's lives. Thanks for tuning in. This is Brian with the Unstuck Sessions. Get your ass in gear. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Let's go. Talk to y'all later. Peace.